You know, it's interesting. We talk about December and all the responsibilities that come with December. We have decorating, shopping, family responsibility, guests, community responsibilities, getting things done for the end of the year to finish our resolutions. All of this packed into the month of December. And I mentioned in Celtic wisdom, John O'Donohue, who I talked about last week, talks about December being this beautiful threshold for us. And so, as you talked about, Janet, so beautifully, that Christmas story that we want to hold in our hearts. Everybody was just, thank you. Because we need clarity. We need understanding. And we need to bring that to our daily lives and what we do. And so I'd like to really think about stillness and solitude. Not solitude that means we retreat and go away, but that we bring it into our own selves in this season. When you said, do not be afraid, you know, the darkness sets in many ways. There can be darkness in our minds, darkness in our hearts, darkness in the world, and we can get afraid. But the Bible says 366 times, as the angel said, as Janet said, do not be afraid. God works in the silence. God works in the quietness. And we have to be able to own that and understand that. So right here on this threshold that we talked about between the old, the year and the new, between the light and the dark, between what we need to hold on to and what we need to let go of as we look into the new year. That's a symbol for us to be something new, because we are on the spiral of awakening, of evolution, of being something more. I know John O'Donohue says that stillness is powerful when we take time, because it leads us to clarity, to uncover what's holding us back. Busyness holds us back. Doing things in haste and hurry. That's John O'Donohue, who's this gorgeous, he passed very young at 52 in his sleep. It was just such a loss to the world. A beautiful Irish poet, a novelist, and he brought Celtic spirituality to the world. He was a Catholic priest, but he left the priesthood because of some of the things going on. But he just touched, he had a universal message for all of us. His message was about the Celtic understanding of nature, humility, interconnectedness, compassion. And the book, his first book, which is his most famous, is called Anam Cara. And it's about soul friend. That's what it means. The Celtic meaning is soul friend. And what he's saying in his book, it's about making an inner friendship with yourself and your own soul. I'm going to give you a thought today, which I think is interesting, because we always think our soul, the eternal part of us, at least I do, it's a spark of light within ourselves. It's a spark here that we need to go in and connect with. Well, if we look at the Celtic belief in something bigger, connecting to nature, and we're all part of nature, we are part of nature, of course, that the soul isn't just in our body is in our soul. Our soul is the eternal part of us that's so much bigger than we are. And if we take time in stillness and solitude, which I'll talk about in a minute, the different types, a couple of different types of solitude, take time, we can reach into something bigger. We can tap into that spark within us, of course, but then reach into something bigger. Now, solitude shows up in different ways, and we don't always like some of the ways solitude shows up. Solitude can show up in the voice of suffering, in the experience of suffering. You know, some of us hold on to our wounds, and they become our stories, as Reverend Janet was talking about. Some of the stories we make up, stories, and we start living our stories, they become our identity, and we don't want to heal, because those stories make us feel like we're something. Well, I have this story that makes me this way, that way, whatever. But we need to realize that in that wound, in that hurt, there's something more. I know we've all had, there's not a person here that hasn't had wounds. Some of our wounds will give us a message and a lesson. I'll say when we lost our daughter, the biggest wound I've had, I worked hard and found the message and the meaning in it. But another deep wounding, a deep loss I had, was something, I've never found meaning in. I've never found the reason why it happened. I don't know. But what I know is my opportunity is to forgive and to grow from it myself. We won't always know from that solitude of suffering, which we've all had, the loneliness, the hurt, the pain, where words aren't enough. Why? The why for that is not always there. But there's always something for us, the forgiveness and understanding. Another kind of solitude in this, especially this season, is the solitude of beauty. There's something beautiful in each and every one of us. I want to share this quote here from, there's a place in the soul that's neither touched by time nor space nor can touch us. It's the eternal place within that's bigger than we are, and that's Meister Eckhart. But I don't even know what I was thinking here. It disappeared. I have to trust the solitude. Anyway, the beauty part is there's a beautiful part in all of us. To be born is to be chosen. We're not here by accident. We're here because each and every one of us has a special gift to share. But that gift can only be connected to, that beauty that's in us, can only be connected to when we find stillness. If we're always out there in the haste and busyness, we're going to be running over ourselves, and the beauty that wants to be expressed won't show up the way it wants to. I know one of the ways I find that beauty, that journey from light to dark, the bridge that connects the two things, is with art. Now, I'm not an artist, but we can all be awakened by art. Art is that bridge between the light and the dark, the positive and the negative, coming forth. You know, our thought is an art. Our thought is a sparkle of light that springs from the darkness of our own minds. So we're creative artists in that way. But if you stand, I love modern art. I know some people like other kinds of art, impressionistic, whatever. I love modern abstract art. And if you just stand in front of a piece of art, like Kandinsky, and stand there and let it awaken you in the solitude of that moment. The beauty that's in that art, both, art expresses pain and love. It expresses understanding and forgetting it, all of it, but you can stand there and be moved by it. Or if you walk through a masterful piece of architecture, whether it's an ancient cathedral or a building by Frank Lloyd Wright, and you walk through and just see all the magic and the mystery that went into that creation, your soul can be awakened. Or I know one of my favorite songs that Kirk plays is Rachmaninoff's variation on a theme of Paganini. And when you play that and just listen to that music, it transforms you and transmutes you into something more. And so in this time when we want to be quiet and find the solitude and the beauty within and the greatness and the mystery around us, there's so many different ways we can do that we can find something more. And if there's a wound within us that wants to be healed or at least expressed, because the holidays, with all their joy and their lights and their festivities, also bring up, I don't know if you've noticed, but bring up sadness and loss and things that aren't there that we miss. And if that's it, I just suggest all of us treat ourselves more kindly. Rumi said, "The wound is where the light comes through." And the light can be a sense of awareness, a sense of understanding. It can be forgiveness. It also can be a place where we love ourselves for being courageous, being willing to show up when it's difficult. Rainer Maria Rilke said, "Difficulty is one of the greatest friends of the soul." Why would that be? Because it calls us to something more. It breaks us open and breaks us free of the confines that we've placed ourselves in. Ritual, habitual living can be something we need to shake awake. And when something happens, we can get broken out of that and something new can be born, which is, I'm sure, for all of us. I wish I was with you skiing in the moonlight, Reverend Sage. That sounded so cool. How beautiful is that? To be transformed by nature and beauty. And that's what I want us to allow this season to be about, seeing the moreness and not just the busyness. John O'Donohue says the stress that's born within people isn't because always of what they're doing. It's because they're forgetting to find the solitude that brings them back to this place of peace. So that's what I want for all of us. So what I want to do, I'd like all of us to just put your feet on the floor for a minute. As a tree doesn't really, if we really look at trees, a tree doesn't go into deep therapy for how wound up and tied up their roots are. Nor does it go into the stressful mode of, why did I have all that stony ground to pass through trying to get to the light? It simply is, and it simply reaches for the light. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to hold what is and see the more. Winter says to us, let your soul move at the speed of God, not the speed of fear. Move at the speed of God. There's always something more in us that knows, our intuition, our deeper knowing. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to rest in the grace of your own becoming. And that's John O'Donohue. Just in the grace of that becoming, being part of something more, that soul that knows more than we do, knows more. So I invite you to just close your eyes at this moment, to find that place and space of solitude, of peace, of light that is within each and every one of us. It is the blessing bestowed upon us. It is the goodness within us. We know it is where our soul dwells, that place of deep, deep peace. In the falling of the shadow and the light of this winter season, where the days get darker sooner, and the dawn just breaks at that time where you can feel it awakening to the chill of the day beginning. Just feel that in your own soul, that touch, the fingertips of dawn, the light within us, just touching the greater good that's here for us right now, a greater understanding to the things that are difficult, and a greater embracing of the goodness and the joy that is all around us. We feel that now as we let our roots that are going through our feet to connect with this beautiful earth, to be part of this, the teacher of nature, the wisdom of nature, the cycle of nature, the way that nature moves and is always growing and changing and becoming. We know that that is our truth also. And as we let those roots grow and touch the earth to be a part of this life that we are blessed to be here, that we also let the soul within us that's greater than us be ignited and awakened, that we know that we are luminous in this moment. We are alive in this moment. We choose this time, right here, right now, to open up, to be awake, to feel the love that is our truth extending from us, not only embracing us, that we love ourselves right here and now, that we find the inner friendship with our own soul, but that we may move out in our mind and heart to embrace our family, our friends, our co-workers, our community, our people we know and don't know, that we are that light of being, that light of becoming, that light of healing, and that light of knowing that right where we are is right where we should be, right here and right now. Just breathing that in deeply, right in this moment, breathing it in and knowing that we are blessed. We are blessed, and so it is. And use those strong roots to stand up for this moment. Just stand up in all of your glory and all of your greatness and all of your goodness. We're just going to do our little thing that we always do to wake up, to be alive. You can have the solitude within and then go out and live fully. I'm alive. I'm alert. I'm enthusiastic. I look good. I am good. I feel good. I love myself the way I am. And I love you the way you are. And so it is. Good. Give yourselves a hand.